Um, Sorry for the delay, but many people was coming, and I was helping down in reception. Um, Let me.
Yeah, control. Yeah, you got it.
Um, Welcome to the Adevinta office. Um, I don't know how to tell this, but I remember the first time that I contacted David, David from Python Barcelona, and I didn't know if many people would be willing to come here to an event like this. I had my doubts about if many people will be coming, and well, now I see that I was completely wrong, and indeed many people enjoy talking and sharing knowledge about Python. So thank you for coming, and I really appreciate me, well, and all the staff here. We appreciate that you are here and sharing this moment with us. So first of all, thank you very much for coming today and spending, I don't know, 2 hours or 3 hours with us. And here at Adevinta, there are many people using Python for machine learning, but also Python for data scientists, data analysts. Also, there are people creating infrastructure in the cloud with Python. So I hope today we will be sharing stuff with you all, but I hope that David and the Python Barcelona will be willing to spend more hours or more events with us, and we will be able to share more our knowledge with you all. And well, now I need to do a quick introduction about Adevinta because the marketing is always good and it will be quick. And I will pass the microphone later to my colleagues, and they will be able to talk about Python, and that's what we want to hear here. To hear. And so, about Adevinta, a quick introduction. Adevinta is a company that owns marketplaces in America and in Europe. What is a marketplace? A marketplace is, for example, Fotocasa. And as you can see, this company, Adevinta, owns many different marketplaces in many and different countries. And in numbers, well, I am a data engineer, data platform engineer. So for me, numbers are really important. And here you can see numbers, 2.5 billion of monthly visits around the world, and also almost 6,000 employees. And well, about the economical situation, it is doing also well. So Adevinta is going all right. In Europe, you can see all the different countries where Adevinta is located right now. Adevinta is located in Spain, in Italy, in Germany, in France, in Benelux. So, and in each country, Adevinta owns many and different marketplaces. For example, in Spain, you can find Adevinta in places like Fotocasa, Miranuncios, Habitaclia, Cochesnet, Motosnet. And so I hope you all have used a lot these marketplaces for selling or buying stuff. Well, then Adevinta is also split in different verticals. For example, there is a vertical called mobility, and there you can find all the marketplaces related to selling and buying, for example, cars and trucks or whatever, things like that. There is another vertical called recommerce, where you can find or where you can sell and buy second-hand things. And for example, in Spain, that will be Milanuncios. And there's another vertical where you can find all the marketplaces related to real estate. So if you want to buy a house or you want to sell a house, you will be using a marketplace located in this vertical. For example, and of course, I was missing another brand, InfoJobs, that, well, it's it's really important to know about it, and I guess at some point all of us have used InfoJobs at least once in our lives. And in numbers in Spain, you can see that we have 17 millions of unique users per month, and more than 50,000 ads per day. And well, you can see again from the economical point of view, Adevinta is doing all right. And just to finish, a little bit about me. I am Gustavo Martín Morcuende. I am data platform engineer here at Adevinta, and I am in a team that is building a data platform. And my background was from full stack, backend, front end, full stack architect. But now I had the opportunity of working in as data engineer, data platform engineer, and this is what I am doing right now. And if you want to reach me for whatever reason, you can do it in these links. So if you want to contact me for whatever you want, I will be willing to answer you for whatever question or whatever you need. And that's it. This is the introduction. And now I will be passing the microphone to what is really important, and that is Python.
Thank you, Gustavo. Let me introduce my friend Ferran, who is going to do the intro. Bye, Ferran. Oh, that's a mistake. That's a bug.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we got the old version of the presentation. Sorry. As you can see, we are not a company. We don't have resources for this. We are kind of a non-profit, an NGO. Next, please. Can I get the widget?
I have the thing.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, he has.
So sorry if these numbers are a bit updated.
It doesn't want to. Anyway, that is here. There we go.
So Python Barcelona and PyLadies Barcelona are part of the Python Barcelona Association as registered here in Barcelona. Here you can see some very updated numbers. We are up to 4,500 members right now in 16 years. We started in 2007 or 2008, and the evolution has been exponential. See, we know data science.
So yeah, we are an association who organizes events related, of course, to Python, and we do regular meetups every month, or at least we try our best to do regular meetups every month, except for August and December. And yeah, it's about having a couple of talks, and then we have some. We have some networking after, and it's about the community and meeting new people and maybe learning some stuff or two. And then whenever we have the opportunity, which is less regular than our meetups, we have monthly practice sessions, which are, as the name implies, practical sessions that you come with your computer and you can try stuff for the first time or with someone who knows more about the topic, about the workshop. And then about once a year, we also organize these events called Pi Barcelona, Pi Day and Pi Data, which are full days of basically meetups all day. It's sorry?
Okay.
Okay. And it's just talks about different topics in different tracks, and with lots of speakers and lots of attendees. And Pi Data is more about the same, but related to data instead of general Python thingies.
Wait. As you can see, the numbers are wrong too. We did the Pi Day in 2020, 21, 22, and 23. We are not so sure if we are going to do it in 24 because we have not enough organizers.
So yeah, if anybody wants to help us organize either the meetups, the Pi Day, Pi Data, please reach out to us. We'll be glad to accept your help organizing these events, which take quite a lot of effort, if I say.
And also, PyLadies, Alicia, are you there? Maybe you could explain better. Okay. No problem. So you can see that by late these numbers have grown a lot, but this is also updated. They are more than 900 members right now, 666. That's suspicious. But yeah, next please. PyLadies used to do more, are more focused to workshop. They do some meetups, some workshops with laptops where they teach you some libraries, and also some Django Girls Barcelona events. We have done 3 or which is kind of a special workshop for learning Django. Who knows Django? Okay, so it's a full day of learning Django for people, for women who have never programmed before. So if you know another language, you will not be prioritized. And yeah, after a day, just at the morning, the attendants usually have their own blog with their own stuff. It's very cool.
Well, this also is very deprecated, although David is still the social media guy. But this is some of the people who organize or used to organize the meetup and the.
Where are you, Ferran?
I am not there. It's very updated, so you can imagine. But yeah, this is some of the people who used to organize, and some people is not here anymore, and there's some new people, me for example. But yeah, we would love your help organizing the meetups, organizing talks, or even just proposing talks to give is also very, very, very good. So please feel free to send us your proposals, and don't feel nervous if it's your first time, if you want to do it, or if you have never done it before, because we can help you in many, many ways, preparing the presentation, preparing the speech itself, and we will be happy to help you. So yeah, we also, of course, you want to do this?
Yeah, you can help by different ways, becoming a member of the association, but really you pay 20 euros for nothing. So that not really worth it. Giving a talk is super important. We have plenty of venues, plenty of attendance, plenty of pizza, enough beer, but not enough talks. If we don't have talks, we will have to close the meetup. Such a pity, right? Volunteering, organizing things, telling your boss to sponsor us, to provide a venue like Adevinta. Cool guys, Adevinta. And we also publish Python-related job offers. We also offer to mentor you if you need help with a talk or whatever, okay? But that's it.
I would say the only good perk that you have about being a member of the Python Barcelona Association is the early joining for the Python, the PyDay or the PyData, because the seats usually fill up very, very quickly, and having this buffer of time that you can join before anybody else is really, really good.
It's a minor perk, but it's important.
Yeah.
If you haven't been in the PyDay, the last one for 150 people, the tickets went out in half an hour, maybe. So
Something
yeah,
like
if
that,
you are a member, you have priority in getting a ticket. But other than that, it's about contributing to Python and Barcelona and teaching people Python.
So yeah, please go to pybcn.org, and you can find there all the information that you will need for any of the things that we talked right now. So that's it.
That's it. Now, please give a great welcome to Julian.
Thank you, David. Hello. Hello, everybody. Let me just go to mine, and we can start. Just check in. It's not working. Okay. There we go. So hello, everyone. We are here in the BY meetup, and today's talks is about how to launch your own Python library within the company. Okay, this is who I am. So my name is Julian Boronat. I'm a staff data engineer and AI enabler here at Adevinta. I'm working currently on a team that is behind of the Save Search notification. So at the time you got Photocasa installed or InfoShop installed, we are, well, not InfoShop because it's not a client of my team, but instead, but in all cases, you get our notifications. I'm also deep learning student at the UPC. I'm live here in Barcelona. I'm vegan for the animal rights. That's like a personal note. And you can find me on LinkedIn or write me an email if you want. Here's some acknowledgements. So David, Gustavo, Carlota, we got these cool t-shirts from the company because of Carlota, and Mark Benavent, who is not here, but he developed part of the code I'm gonna show you. So before we start, we already have done this. So, but yeah, we can skip this one. Okay. So this is the agenda. So I'm gonna start with a motivation. So why I'm doing this. Then we are going to talk about monoliths versus microservices, monorepos versus multi-repo. Then a short demo. It's a live demo, so cross fingers for me. So we and at the end, some thoughts about how to handle this and understanding the GitHub actions, which are key for publishing the Python library. And what are the artifacts? So where is your library? Okay. So this is a motivation. Okay, and I think that the most key point here is this one. This is our journey. As I mentioned before, I'm data engineer. So as part of the team, this is a quick recap. So quite a while ago, where it started, we become from a BI background. So not only focus only in Python or PySpark or Spark. So at that point, most of the team has a BI background. Then we did some upskilling in Python and Spark. I don't know if you are familiar. Does anybody is familiar with Spark? Cool, nice. So then we created some monorepos to handle PySpark shops, Airflow for orchestrating our data pipelines. And then we start considering to move away from some legacy tools like PDI, Pentaho Data Integrator. I don't know if someone here knows the tool, but it's more visual. It's not only code, but you have a really nice UI where you can create your pipelines. Then we start doing some efforts of abstraction. So kind of creating our base classes to handle ETL pipelines mostly. So we got a repo in Python base, try to find a way to go on a similar way, like everyone doing at least following one clear path to do the stuff. Then we created some common libraries for repetitive functions like accessing to S3. By the way, we are on Amazon Cloud Services, so that's what we intended to minimize the rework and have libraries to do common stuff. Okay, and at that point, with the monorepos, we start noticing a lot of struggle with the dependency of the libraries like pandas or NumPy. So the third party libraries, we've been struggling a lot. We still struggling with the dependencies. Or for example, at the time we want to upgrade the Spark version and do a rebase or reveal and do a major upgrade, it's too risky because we are on the monorepos. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna show you this. So it's a semi-automatic way to create your own Python library and try to reduce or minimize the continuous monorepo growth. Okay. So to start, we are going to talk about monolithism and microservices. What are the differences? So when you hear about monolith, is something like you can imagine rigid and large, so like a stone. And well, monolithic architecture is a software development approach where all the code base is placed on just for all the applications is on the same place. Okay, so for multiple business functions, you got the code base placed in just one thing. Okay, and it's important here to understand that this approach is restrictive and time consuming to modify or do updates. On the contrary, when we talk about microservices, this is also it's a newer approach to software development where you got your software or applications in different pieces. It's composed by small independent services. Okay, and well, that is like a trade-off between one and the other. So it's really easier to scale and faster to develop. We are gonna go deeper. So some comparisons and key difference between each other. So in the monolithism approach, it's easy to start with, and coming back to the recap of the team, of course, we started with this approach, but it's challenging to update or change over time. And well, in a microservices approach, it requires more planning and design before starting. Changes and bugs are easy to make or find, and also the code reusability increase over time. If we talk about deployment, in the case of the monolithism, it's more straightforward because you got the entire app code base in a single environment, and on the opposite, in microservices, it's independently deployable software package. So it's a little bit more complex. Okay. About debugging, of course, if you got all the code in a single place, it's easier for developers to trace the data movements or examine the code behavior in the monolithic approach. Whereas in microservices, it requires to look at multiple places. And it's also happening that when you got for microservices, it's really common that you got not only one team, but different teams or people collaborating just for the creation of one app. Okay. And about updates, you can imagine that one small change in the code affects multiple software functions. And that's why I said this is risky and it's not scalable. Okay. Whereas in microservices, instead of modifying the whole app or service, you are touching just one specific or just few specific functions. Okay. About the scaling, it's also tight. So in microservices, it supports distributed systems and resource can be scaled independently. Whereas in monolithic approach, the entire application must be scaled as the requirements change. Okay. And just to conclude about the key differences, we are going to talk about the operational impact, and you will see here a clear difference about how this approach would impact the business. Okay, so if you're going for a monolithic architecture, you are losing some stuff like the possibility to innovate faster, reduce risk, accelerate time to market, or reduce the total cost of ownership. Imagine that if everything is placed in just one single thing, how you would handle the cost approach? It's only one team that pays for all? Of course not. Well, so when to use one or the other? I think it's worth mentioning that this is like an intro, and then we are going to the demo. But a friendly reminder here. So despite microservices looks better in the slides, they don't reduce the complexity of an application. Instead, they reveals underlying complexities and allows developers to build, manage, and scale large application more efficiently. So you need to know probably more if you develop microservices. So when to use one or the other? For each approach, when is more suitable to use one or the other? So talking about team experience, or at the time you got a team with limited experience, you will probably go or end on a monolithic approach, just having one single repo that we are gonna see this later. About the the design of an application or the size. If you are programming a prototype, it's okay. You can go for a monolithic approach. And also if it's okay to run the entire app in just one single server. So, and in the case of microservices, they are more suitable when you build more complex systems, when the team has enough and strong skills in software development or design thinking, and also when you need to ensure scalability, fault tolerance, or high availability, okay? Now we are going to talk a little bit about monorepos and multi-repo. So what are those? But first, I don't know if you all knows about what is a repository, but just a quick intro. A repository is a place, a collaborative place where all the files of a project are stored, okay? So you are not the only one coding, but you are part of the team, and the repository is the place where you store your work. And it's important to highlight that repositories have the chance to do change history, meaning that if I do some features new or some code changes and it goes wrong, I can quickly go back to the previous version. So here we got what is a monorepo. So it's not a monolithm. So the difference is that the code base is in a single repository. We've been talking about monolithm, like having the code base of your total applications in one place, but here it's tied to the unit that I've just mentioned, so a repository. When you got just few or one, it's a monorepo. And of course, we are talking about multi-repos when you got different repositories and you are managing not only one, but a lot more. Okay. Here there is also a comparison between one and the other from the technical aspect. So you might notice that in green you will see the benefits. In yellow you need to pay attention when you go for one or the other, and in red when this is a challenge. Okay. Then for the cultural point of view, from the cultural point of view, the same thing. And well, here it's important to highlight that, as I mentioned before, the team went at the time we were learning, we went for a monorepo. Then we are doing some efforts to minimize their growth. So now it's time for a demo. So I know that an IT talk without a risky remo is not an IT talk, so we will try. And I'm gonna show you how to publish in few steps a Python library, okay? By using a GitHub repo, a GitHub repository template, okay? So here I am. This is my template. And of course, you can check later the slides. So what I'm gonna do here is to use this template to create a new repository. Okay, I need to copy and paste some stuff here. Yeah. I will name the repository as Data Enablers Lib Python Barcelona Conf. Okay. So the description would be Python library for Python conference, and I will keep this internal. Okay, here I'm creating. It's gonna take just a few seconds. Okay, here we go. Now I got the repo here, so I'm gonna configure this to create my my own feature branch. So I know that this is not too hardcore, but I used to go through source tree for handling repository branches and work with repositories. Okay, so I'm gonna clone the repository. I need to assign a folder name. So create, open. Okay, and we should be ready to go. I'm cloning the code. I think that worth mentioning that by using a template, you got like some files which were established to work with previously. Okay, so it's a starting point. You are not starting from scratch, but you have some files to start with. Okay, so here I'm in master. I'm gonna create a new branch. So let's name it feature branch 1. There we go. Now, who is using PyCharm here, by the way? And Visual Studio Code? Okay, okay. We got a lot of Microsoft here. Okay, nice. I like both, but I prefer not sure why, but for me, JetBrains products are really good. Okay, so I'm using PyCharm. I'm going to open my new project. So going here, here we got our project. And well, this is documented on the README, and the code, you will see that it's available on my GitHub profile. You got also the QR code and the link if you want to check it later. But for the sake of the presentation, because I don't want to you all to get older while presenting, okay? So we are going to replace all the occurrences of the repo name for the name that we selected in ours, okay? So let's go to edit, files, replace. So I went to edit files, replacing files, put in what I need to replace, and now the name of my repo. Okay. Be sure that you are in project. It's all documented, but be sure that you are in project and go for select replace all. Okay. So it should it should have replaced all the occurrences there. Now coming back to the README, what I'm gonna do is the replacement of the name of my library, okay? The name of the template library for my library name, okay? So again, let's go to edit, find, replacing files, put the name of the template library and replace for yours, which is Python Barcelona conf. Okay. I know that this might be or might feel like a code replacement or copy and paste, but the message is all behind, okay? And we are going to talk about it. So, okay, replace. And I'm also replacing the name for the name of our new library. And what else? I think that we should be ready to go. Okay. So for version control, we are using a Git tag. So as part of your feature branch, you need to set up a new Git tag. So I'm opening the terminal, checking that I'm over my feature branch, and creating my tag, and that should be it. Yeah. Okay. Now we are saving all the changes, and we should be ready to commit and push our changes. So commit, stage all your files. First commit, push. Now I'm here. I'm seeing my new feature branch, and let's name. Yeah, for me it's like a talk, but it's really important to name what the feature that you are developing. Otherwise, it would be difficult to find for others what you've done. Okay. And here, what we can see is that we have triggered a GitHub action. Okay. Does somebody is familiar with GitHub action? Cool. Okay. So I got a fail, but this is expected, and it's also documented on the presentation. And the reason why is because our master branch does not have the latest changes. But if we go and do the merge anyway, it should trigger again a GitHub action, but this time over the master branch. Okay, and if I did it right, now we will see here that the changes were detected, and it's starting to perform all the jobs and stuff to publish the library within Artifactory. It will take I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes at max. So here I'm installing dependencies. I'm using setup tool, by the way, for handling dependencies. Then it will run the test and code quality stuff, increment the versions. Remember that we have created a tag with the major version 1.0 0.0, then build a package, and finally publish that package to Artifactory. Then the rest of the actions or jobs are related to notify your team that you created your own library. Okay. While this is executing, maybe I think that worth showing you a little bit of the code. Well, here I have the code prepared, but okay. Maybe you will think that I'm a liar, so I'm gonna open the code here. What is important? For example, here we got a class. It's an abstract class or a data class in charge of handling version. It's a really base class, as you can see. And well, at the time you build the package version, you do some inheritance from that version class. And this is the guy handling major, medium, and minor versions. Okay. What else? For the package provider, we are interacting with Pokemon API. So it's not only that you have a major, middle, and minor version, but also Pokemon name is assigned to your release, okay? And it's cool. I mean, I like Pokemon. What else? So here in the setup file, you will note the requirements. This has both 3 because it's also handle S3 secret accessing or access, and some extra requirements for testing. By the way, we are talking about good software engineering practices, and we all need to do testing. At least for me. So this is a test. It's a really simple test. And by the way, the base class or that we have here, it's about just a dummy assistant with just 2 methods. One is for converse with the assistant, and it's returning a random string, and the other one is to preprocess a response. So this is just a dummy thing, but it's what is spread to others, like a starting point to understand what's going on. At the end, if someone else is using the library, it will go here and change what's needed on the source Python in the source folder. Okay, let's see if this finished correctly. Yeah, cool. And let's go to, this is for real, you know. I mean, we got a notification of our Python library in our Slack channel. Okay. What else? I think that also, if you are familiar with GitHub Actions, you already know that you need to do some setup here. So we are going to review this later, but just for you to know, like a quick intro, this GitHub Actions, it's about CI/CD, so continuous integration and continuous development. And you need to set some rules or jobs or things you want to make before publishing your library. It's like a jobs orchestrating in an automated fashion that follows some steps that you want to be sure to accomplish. Okay, so this is the guide. So the deploy artifact, you might want to have a better look later, but it's similar to what I already showed you through GitHub. So you got the deploy artifact, what was changed. If there is a change in the code, it will trigger another actions to configure pip, install dependencies, do the packaging, do the versioning, and finally publish your own Python library. Okay. Coming back, well, this is in case that something went wrong with the demo, but it was okay. So the code is available here on my GitHub profile. You can scan the QR code as well if you want to have a better look. Just waiting one or a few minutes for you to scan the code. Okay. I don't know, but I think that we are going to share the slides, the presentation later. Okay. And some comments or thoughts about what I think about this work. I'm a developer or a data engineer, but also a developer. So I don't like the idea to have something semi-automated. I wanted to do a product or DevOps or DataOps approach to have everything fully automated, but I wanna go natively. So by using GitHub, and you will note that on that link that I'm sharing, there is a discussion about parameterizing a new GitHub repo template. It's not possible yet. That's why there is no, so far, a native way to go and do some templating in GitHub and by using some variables for your specifics. Okay. So, but the good news is that you can address the previous point by using a tool like Copier. Does anybody knows Copier? Well, okay, but this tool will make possible the fact that GitHub doesn't have a way to parameterize your template. And as a final idea, in an ideal world, of course, it doesn't exist. We'll create a repo tag like this is a Python library, like the one I will show you for the version. Like, for example, pylib. Okay, and at the time you create a tag, there is some machine behind that understand that you are following a proper structure in your code for being a Python library, and then all the magic will happen. That's an ideal world, and some next steps I would like to perform with this approach. And a final disclaimer, of course, that this was crafted for Adevinta stack. So take this as an idea or a first approach and develop on your own. And also, at the time I was coding and trying to find a solution, it was really useful for me to learn, because this way was the first way I found to publish a Python library on my own. And it's by the way, it's one of the first one I published here within Adevinta. So a really quick introduction about GitHub Actions. It's something I already mentioned, but it's the GitHub Actions are in charge of the CI/CD automations. So remember that you are coding with other colleagues, so you need to ensure that your code will not break anything that it's existing. Okay, so you need to do some checks, some tests before deploying your code to the master branch or production. Okay, and GitHub Actions, in a if in a quick review, it's about that. these are some of the components of GitHub Actions. Does anybody use Travis? Yeah. Okay. Now we are migrating here at Adevinta from Travis to GitHub Actions. And well, we are learning a lot, but the components are workflows, events. So when an event like the one that I show you, for example, when I merge my feature branch with master, that is an event that will trigger a workflow and some shops that will run on virtual machines or containers and in charge of publishing or do whatever you want. Well, I think that worth mentioning that we will that I was using some secrets, organization secrets, and that feature is not in GitHub free. So remember that I was working within an Adevinta space in GitHub. Yeah, and this is the way to create org secrets in case you wanna take a look. And finally, just a quick review about artifacts. So consider artifacts like the place where your library is. Okay. So here at Adevinta, we use Shifrog Artifactory. And what is it? So it's a universal DevOps solution for hosting, managing, and distributing artifacts or binaries. You can consider all these like application installers, container images, libraries, or configuration files. And that's supposed to be our library. Of course, it's not the one we just created. It's the one for the demo, but it's the same. If I go and open Artifactory, we will see this for our. Well, this is like our library in action. So given that I'm a data engineer, this is not a Jupyter notebook, but a Databricks notebook, but it's the same thing. So here I'm installing the library that we just created with a simple pip install. Of course, that you need to be connected with that, but it should work with a similar stack in your company. Then about the dummy assistant, I'm just instantiating the class for that assistant and giving, well, whatever prompt and some temperature. I don't know if you're familiar with the LLMs and all the AI cool stuff that are happening right now. This is not an AI talk, but yeah. And this is answering me with a random response. So that's it. That was it. Thank you very much. And I'm open to questions if you have anyone.
Thank you. Sorry, we are a bit tight on time, so the questions will come later during the networking with your pizza and your beer, okay?
Yeah, but okay, before we go, I want to take a picture with you all. I mean, it's allow me to do this. And also with you, David.
Gustavo.
Gus.
Ferran.
It's not about coding. Sometimes it's about also. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
While we connect the next speaker, I will tell you another joke. Who knows why developers always use the dark mode? Why? Why?
Because they code in the night.
Because light attracts bugs. Thank you, thank you. So let me introduce Jordi Bosch, who will explain how to fill PDF forms automatically with Python with a library called PyPDF.
Vale, este. Vale, perdón.
Dame un segundo que te hago la-
Muy buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Jordi Bosch. Hoy hablaremos sobre PDFs y sobre Python. Supongo que muchos de vosotros lo estaréis utilizando, ya sea PDF, Python, será el motivo por el que estáis aquí. Entonces, esta es mi presentación. Aquí tenéis un QR con mi link a LinkedIn. GitHub realmente no lo utilizo demasiado, pero bueno. Esta es la presentación de la empresa para la cual trabajo actualmente. Bobe Montero, 45 años de experiencia, 5 oficinas en España, un equipo de más de 140 profesionales, clientes internacionales, crecimiento a lo largo de los 3 últimos años de más del 15%, miembros de una red internacional y ofrecemos distintos servicios tanto de consultoría como de impuestos, contabilidad, laboral. Y bien, esta es la presentación. Aquí tenéis el índice que constará de 3 partes: contexto, métodos y funciones, ejemplos prácticos. Si alguno se está preguntando por qué la presentación está en castellano, pero el título estaba en inglés, era para hacerme un poco más guay. Pero bueno, en castellano, siendo la primera presentación que hago para Python Barcelona, me siento un poco más cómodo. Así que, bueno, si me lo permitís, empezaremos con la primera parte. Sí, cambio de micrófono, pero no de orador. ¿Sí? Perfecto. Muy bien, un poco de contexto. Aquí tenemos qué es un archivo PDF. ¿Bien? Sí. Vale, pues un archivo PDF tiene como origen una publicación del doctor J. Barnott en el proyecto Camelot. Este señor trabajaba en Adobe. Bueno, realmente a partir de PDF fue la idea por la que se fundó tal empresa. Las siglas, pues Portable Document Format, formato de documento portátil. Se trata de un formato de archivo que permite gestionar fácilmente documentos, desarrollado por Adobe, como he comentado, en el año 1993, y actualmente se trata de un estándar desde el año 2008. El tipo de archivo PDF es multiplataforma, sirve para cualquier sistema operativo y además es multimodal, que tanto puede incluir textos como vídeos, como audios, distintos tipos de contenido. Y finalmente, como dato a destacar, que podemos verificar la autenticidad de los autores, puesto que se puede cifrar los documentos con una contraseña, incluir firma digital, incluir marcas de agua. También se incluyen metadatos como fecha de creación, fecha de modificación, bueno, como cualquier otro archivo, al fin y al cabo. Os quería enseñar cómo usar PDF en Python y tras mucho pensar, qué mejor manera que preguntárselo al programador que actualmente está gestionando una de las librerías más conocidas, que es PyPDF. Así que un segundo.
Hello, I'm from Barcelona. I'm Martin, the current maintainer of PyPDF, and I'm super happy to see that the community around PyPDF is growing. PyPDF is a library for reading and manipulating PDF documents. So you can extract text, add annotations, compress the documents, and do quite a bit more. As a maintainer, I don't only want to have really software there, but I also want to see that the community around it is growing. And a crucial part of that actually is that people know how to use PyPDF. So in that sense, Jordi Bosch, the stage is yours.
Muy bien, perdonar por los lightings e interrupciones. Justo por eso lo había pensado. También está en formato local. Ahora mismo estaba conectado en una VPN. Si alguno se ha perdido un poco porque estaba en inglés, yo me incluyo, lo vuelvo a repetir y así pues lo vemos directamente. A ver, un momentito.
Hello, Pi from Barcelona. I'm Martin, the current maintainer of PyPDF, and I'm super happy to see that the community around PyPDF is growing.
Bueno, parece que no mejora. En resumen, que está muy feliz de saludarnos a Python Barcelona, que PyPDF y los PDFs en Python son la leche y bueno, que tira un poco de millas porque si no, no avanzo, que solamente tengo media hora. Bueno, tiempo de descuento. Entonces, bueno, os comentaba Python, PDF de Adobe. Aquí en esta Cover Flow podemos pues consultar cuántas cuestiones hay referente a Python y a PDF. Pues 51.360 cuestiones. Bueno, solo de PDF, de Python no puse la opción, pero serían algunas menos. Pero bueno, que hay interés referente a los PDFs. Después, bueno, a ver. Uah. A ver, un segundito. ¿Hay problema? ¿Vale? Sí, ¿no?
Sacarlo y hacerlo.
Sí.
Sí. A ver.
Apagar router, encender router. Un segundito.
Ahí tiene un...
Sí.
Ahí.
¿Os gusta el fondo de mi portátil? Es un poco old school, pero bueno. Aquí estoy yo con americana y corbata. A ver, un segundito. A ver. Vale.
Volver a ponerlo.
O sea, yo creo que
Tienes que enviar con el otro monitor. Vamos a volver a pensar. Bien, la opción de mandarlo al otro monitor, pero se puede ser. Finalizas.
Ah, mira.
No, al revés.
Vale.
Finaliza y la vuelves a enviar.
Sí, así viene, ¿saben lo que viene a continuación?
Si te van
Sí. ¿Os gusta así? Bueno, o sea, si funciona, yo sigo, a ver. Ay, ay. Ay. Parece que no funciona.
Igual hay que exportarlo PDF.
Sí, seguramente. A ver, un segundo.
No.
Sí, sí que tengo. Sí.
Pues vamos a probar. Igual a través de aquí. Sí, esta presentación la vuelves a enviar. Porque se ha confundido un monitor con otro. Es como que no está detectando o que no está clonando una pantalla en la otra, ¿no?
Si lo inicias, otra vez todo el ordenador y todo, porque te ha funcionado, al principio te funcionaba.
Sí, un segundo, a ver.
Es que no te aparece. Ah, mira ahí. Ahora.
A ver, ahora. Pero ahora no pasa. Vale, a ver,
Tampoco con el teclado.
espera un segundo.
Tiene que estar activada esa pantalla. No puedes ni pasar con el teclado.
Un segundo, ¿eh?
Tiene el ordenador.
A ver, cierro.
Cierra PowerPoint y vuelve a abrir porque hay algo raro.
La pantalla la tienes.
Ah, está en dos sitios.
La pantalla la tienes ahora mismo. Se está viendo.
Vale, ahora sí.
Vale.
Vale.
Ya desaparece.
Bueno, un aplauso, por favor. Vale. Entonces, habíamos hablado de Martín Toma.
Hello, Python Barcelona. I'm Martin, the current maintainer
No,
of
mira, que ahora
PyPDF, and I'm
funciona.
super happy to see our PyPDF growing. PyPDF is a library for reading and manipulating PDF documents. So you can extract text, add annotations, compress the documents, and do quite a bit more. As a maintainer, I don't only want to have really great software there, but I also want to see that the community around it is growing. And a crucial part of that actually is that people know how to use PyPDF. So in that sense, Jolly Bosch, the stage is yours.
Gracias. Bueno, pues aquí tenemos a Martín Toma. Matthew Feniak es el programador que inicialmente desarrolló el proyecto PyPDF, que es una librería para trabajar con PDFs, en el año 2005. La primera etapa del proyecto duró 5 años, se crearon 13 versiones, luego una segunda versión, bueno, una segunda librería a partir de la primera como un fork fue PyPDF 2, que duró del 2012 al 16, 13 versiones más. PyPDF 3, otras 13 versiones, años más tarde, pero al igual que PyPDF 4, no funcionó demasiado bien, por lo que volvieron a relanzar PyPDF 2 y después de 53 versiones lo juntaron con PyPDF inicial y han seguido desarrollando desde 2023 41 versiones y la verdad que está funcionando bastante bien. Esta es la última versión que está disponible en PyPy, que es PyPDF, la versión 4.0.0. Vamos a comenzar a hablar de código, primeros pasos. Algunos de vosotros, por no decir la mayoría, sabréis cómo instalar y actualizar, según el caso, una librería. El comando es pip install pypdf con la coletilla de upgrade, que es opcional. Si lo ejecutáis directamente, si tenéis instalada dicha librería, la va a actualizar. Bueno, es un comando cmd. La mayoría seguramente estaréis utilizando Linux o incluso los más guays Mac. Yo soy más de Windows, incluso PowerShell, no, cmd, una vuelta más. Vamos a ver, bueno, con Visual Studio Code importaríamos una librería que sería PyPDF, seleccionaríamos el archivo declarando dicha variable, referiríamos el archivo con una nueva declaración de variable que sería pypdf.pdfreader entre paréntesis pdf como función, que algunos de vosotros podríais decir, pero ¿podrías utilizar el alias? Sí, también es más sencillo quizá. Bueno, no sé, a mí me gusta más escribir el código así, pasito a pasito y con decoradores. Y bueno, por último, referenciar páginas para poder trabajar con ellas. Este es un ejemplo a partir de un PDF que sería el Zen of Python, que se mostró en la diapositiva del índice, pues cómo extraer el texto. Aquí estaríamos declarando el PDF, aquí crearíamos una variable texto según la cual el texto que vayamos extrayendo se irá añadiendo. Lo convertimos en algún punto aquí en split lines en formato lista y únicamente sacamos el primer elemento, que básicamente es este ejemplo de texto de Beautiful is better than ugly. Y bueno, podemos ver número de páginas del documento, una página, número de caracteres 1257. Y bueno, esta sería la salida de terminal. ¿Cómo vamos de tiempo, David? Sí, bien, perfecto. Muy bien. Entonces, métodos y funciones. Para hacerlo un poco más dinámico, me gustaría que vosotros pudierais participar un poco con la presentación. Aquí hay algunas funciones un poco abstractas de lo que podría hacer PyPDF. Podríamos empezar. ¿Alguno conoce la traducción de alguno de estos elementos o se le ocurre alguna otra funcionalidad? Veo alguna mano levantada. No todos a la vez, por favor. ¿Nadie? ¿David? ¿No? ¿Ferran? ¿Ferran sí? ¿Sí?
Sí.
Dime.
Y Merge supongo que junta dos documentos.
Correcto. Exacto. Merge sería para combinar documentos entre sí. Así como split sería pues un poco lo contrario, que sería dividir un documento, siempre y cuando tenga más de una página, porque no se puede dividir un documento de una página, obviamente. ¿Alguien más? ¿Tenemos cuál? ¿El rotate? Sí. El rotate pues sería para girar el documento. Lo puedes girar 90 grados, 180, 360 no, porque volvería el documento a su estado original. Bueno, las tablas no, lo que giras son las páginas. Sí, pero bueno, igualmente de alguna forma podríamos extraer dicha tabla como elemento del PDF y rotarla. O sea, con Python podemos hacer lo que queramos realmente. Bueno, también tenemos extract, que sería para extraer páginas concretas del documento. ¿Alguno más? ¿Alguna mano levantada por ahí al final, no? Convert, exacto, para convertir a otros formatos, tipo, por ejemplo, en imagen o sacar un documento Word a partir de un PDF, que realmente no tiene mucho sentido, pero lo mismo que rotar 360 grados. Y bueno, tendríamos el fill para formularios, que al fin y al cabo es un poco el sentido de esta presentación, de cómo rellenar formularios. Pero bueno, me gusta hacer un poco de intro. Y bueno, también metadata sería para obtener metadatos de quién es el autor, fecha de modificación, distintas métricas que pueden haber en cualquier tipo de archivo. Algunas otras funcionalidades sería, por ejemplo, encriptar el archivo, ponerle contraseña y bueno, hay quizá como un centenar de funcionalidades distintas. Vamos a ver algunos ejemplos prácticos. Como no estaba muy seguro de que Visual Studio me funcionara la presentación en general, he preferido, lo pongo aquí pegadito, que se vea. Y bueno, lo podemos ir combinando también a ver si funciona. Este es un ejemplo práctico que es para obtener metadatos, lo que comentábamos. Aquí tenemos una lista de los archivos con los que he estado trabajando en esta presentación. Tendríamos distintos PDFs, distintos scripts. Este sería el primero. La funcionalidad del mismo es la que hemos comentado, extraer las propiedades del documento. Entonces, es muy importante tener en cuenta que los metadatos se obtienen creando O sea, con el reader estamos obteniendo los datos del PDF. Con la variable writer lo que estamos haciendo es como poner algo que estamos creando. También me podéis ayudar, o sea, yo soy economista y contable. Con la programación hago un poco lo que puedo. Bueno, entonces, el tema está que aquí, si nosotros no ponemos esta coletilla de aquí de writer.add_metadata, en el momento que vamos a escribir, nos vamos a cargar los metadatos de nuestro archivo. Y descomentando esta línea de aquí, writer.add_metadata, title, PDF, autor, X, pues estaríamos modificando los metadatos del archivo. Esto es algo aplicable también, pues, de otras formas a archivos que podamos tener en nuestro ordenador. Los metadatos no son fiables 100%. Incluso en el propio GitHub se pueden amendar o como se llamen cuando mandamos nuestro código, que tampoco os podéis fiar. No os fiéis de nada. Luego, aquí, vale, entonces, mostraríamos los metadatos. Aquí tendríamos en el terminal el título, el tema del que trata el archivo, que en este caso es ninguno, quién es el autor, Guido van Rossum, el creador de Python o uno de los co-creadores. Luego tendríamos fecha de creación borrado, fecha de modificación también borrado, tamaño del archivo, número de páginas. Y si lo comprobamos en las propiedades del documento PDF, aquí podríamos ver el nombre del archivo y el resto de propiedades simplemente lo he recortado porque era infinito. Vamos a ver otros ejemplos. ¿Lo queréis ir viendo también con Visual Studio? ¿Tenemos tiempo? ¿Hacer zoom? A ver. Ostras, he quitado la presentación. Madre mía. Bueno, a ver. ¿Lo estáis viendo todos? ¿Sí? Sí, ahora estaba por pasos, por iteraciones. Primero que se vea, luego ya más grande. Vale, entonces, a ver, ¿alguna ayuda? ¿Cómo se amplía? Normalmente yo no amplío, a mí me gusta pequeño. Control. Yo soy Windows, no soy Mac. Control más. Mira. Vale, aquí lo veis todos. Más grande. Aquí bien, ¿sí? ¿Sí? Bien. Vale, entonces, lo que comentábamos del código, aquí si lo ejecutamos, mi tecla para ejecutar código es la C trancada en catalán, porque casi nunca la utilizo y digo, mira, una funcionalidad. Bueno, aquí podemos ver cómo ha creado los metadatos. A ver. Bueno, aquí tenemos... Bueno, es un poco lo que ya había enseñado, pero también para hacerlo así más interactivo. Luego, si lo veis bien así, no pongo la presentación para evitar estar cambiando. Bueno, entonces, combinar documentos. Aquí tenemos, a partir de los archivos, vamos a combinar, combinar documentos. Vale, estaba haciendo memoria. Tenemos nuestro archivo original, que es Camelot Project, que sería el artículo original de 6 páginas con el que se fundó en el año 1990 o 1991 la compañía de Adobe. O sea, básicamente es la idea primigenia del PDF, este documento. 6 páginas que se van a unir a una página en blanco que es el z-blank.pdf. Entonces, bueno, tampoco tiene más misterio, este es el script. El output nos va a decir el número de páginas antes, 7, el número de páginas ahora, 8, y aquí el archivo creado. En este caso, si vamos a Visual Studio Code, le damos a ejecutar. Y ahora habéis visto en la parte de la izquierda, alguno se lo ha perdido, ha ido muy rápido, o sea, milésimas de segundo de nuestro archivo original de... bueno, eran 7 páginas y ahora son 8 páginas. Bueno, me he pasado por una página, no pasa nada. Disculpar este mareo de ir cambiando, pero también por hacerlo más interactivo, que bueno, como os he dicho al principio que no os podíais fiar de nada, igual empiezo a poner aquí scripts de Python, digo que funcionan y no. Vale, bueno, vamos a ver cómo dividir documentos. Teníamos nuestro documento Camelot Project de 7 páginas, entonces vamos a dividir dicho documento en distintos documentos, uno por cada página. Lo podríamos hacer extrayendo páginas impares, las 2 primeras páginas, las 2 últimas, pero bueno, en este caso creo que lo más fácil era página por página. Le damos aquí a ejecutar, se han creado los PDFs, podemos ver cómo cada PDF... Bueno, algo ha ido mal, ¿veis por qué no os podéis fiar? O sea, aquí tenemos 8 páginas, 9 páginas, 10 páginas, ha ido acumulando todas las páginas y bueno, se me ha acabado la batería. Me llega a pasar 2 minutos antes y digo que el código funciona y me quedo como Dios. Y bueno, por lo que queda de presentación, me gustaría hacer un pequeño esfuerzo para que funcione el portátil.
El lío, si quieres.
Esto para que no se vea, hasta que me arrancado y cuéntanos qué nos espera la gente.
Sí, sí, sí. David me dijo que le enviara al PowerPoint y yo le dije, no, no, mi portátil funciona bien, toma. ¿Hola? Sí. Sí, sí, ya lo tenemos, gracias. Vale, bueno, estábamos comentando el ejemplo 3 de 5, dividir documentos. Lo voy numerando porque muchas veces dices, ¿cuánto falta? Pues eso. 3 de 5, vale. Aquí hemos visto cómo dividir documentos. Tiene mala pinta esto. A ver, un segundo. ¿Alguno de vosotros trabaja con VPN? Sí, bueno, es bastante más seguro, pero bueno, en estas cosas, no sé, como que tarda un poco todo más. Mm, Alguno de vosotros podría preguntar, ¿y por qué no lo ejecutas en tu equipo en local? Pues porque el código está en un formato, creo que es para Windows, y en mi portátil, que es también Windows, me hice un poco el chulo y le puse WSL. Entonces funciona con comandos Linux. Y bueno, era un poco para no aburriros mientras esperáis. podría mejorar gran parte de los procesos, realmente programando. A ver. Bueno, dividir documentos, vale, lo hemos comentado, mientras se ejecuta, si se ejecuta. Bueno, seguimos. Hay otra de las opciones que sería insertar filigranas. Y os preguntaréis, ¿qué es insertar filigranas? ¿Alguno lo sabe? Según la Wikipedia, filigrana es una marca de agua. Yo lo aprendí esta misma tarde. Me pareció más guay decir filigrana que no marca de agua. Así también me daba un poco de relleno para esta presentación. Tenía miedo a quedarme sin palabras. Bueno, como esta funcionalidad que os comentaba sería básicamente insertar una marca de agua en el documento. En este caso tendríamos nuestra marca de agua watermark. A ver si lo podemos ver. Perfecto. El watermark básicamente sería confidencial. Esta sería la filigrana. Entonces, ahora vamos a ver para ejecutar el código y nos ha creado este documento, Camelot Project Watermark. Ahora estaba pensando a que, no sé, le tengo que dar una vuelta, no sé por qué no se ha ejecutado bien. En mi casa funcionaba, por lo que siempre se dice, bueno. Es que el nombre de los archivos, o sea, tampoco es tan fácil, que diréis, pero si solamente es aprender a renombrar, pues bueno, aquí cada uno, que si necesitáis hacer la declaración de la renta, ahí os gano yo, pero... Vamos a ver el último ejemplo, que sería el de cumplimentar formularios, que al fin y al cabo sería el motivo de esta presentación. Sí, bueno, he esperado prácticamente media hora, pero me gusta mantener el suspense. ¿Funcionará, no? ¿Quién sabe? Bueno, aquí tendríamos los archivos otra vez, el script. Tenemos un documento que se llama Membership Form, que básicamente es un formulario del Colegio de Economistas para colegiarte en el Colegio de Economistas. Y bueno, es un formulario infumable de 7 páginas. Entonces, aquí vamos a ver las 7 páginas, número de campos tiene 151, o sea, os podéis aburrir rellenando campos. Y aquí veis cómo creo un nuevo archivo, si es que se crea en este caso. A ver. Vamos a ver el último ejemplo. A ver. Se ha creado un nuevo archivo. Aquí vemos el PDF de 7 páginas. En este caso, los campos que voy a rellenar son el de nombre y apellido. No me la he querido jugar, he dicho 2 sencillitos, de texto, ni radios, nada, nada. Nombre, apellido, ya está. Si sale bien, contento. Entonces, aquí podemos ver en el archivo original el nombre y el apellido. Aquí vamos a ver. Lo tendré que revisar, como de 7 páginas ha subido a 49, pero... Bueno, pero nombre y apellido. Gracias. O sea, el motivo principal, lo que queríamos hacer era cumplimentar el formulario. De 7 páginas a 49 se lo enviamos al Colegio de Economistas y flipan. Y bueno, ahora vamos a comentar finalmente conclusiones. Podríamos estar hablando un poco más de los formularios y tal, y los distintos campos. Bueno, aquí el código, hablaré con David de que de alguna forma os lo pueda compartir, quizá Ferran, quién sabe. Bueno, O mirar cómo funciona lo de GitHub, subirlo ahí y hacer algún tipo de encuesta a ver quién tiene las narices de solucionar el código. Alguna coma, algo bueno. Aquí si volvemos a ejecutar el código descomentando, podemos ver ordenado en formato lista los distintos campos. Y es que realmente es una locura. Incluso estoy pensando ahora que algún desplegable también se está marcando como campo, pero bueno, esto es para seguir investigando. Bueno, porque comentar de que los formularios no siempre están bien configurados. En el caso, por ejemplo, del formulario este del Colegio de Economistas, podemos ver aquí hay un campo de firma. En este campo de firma no está configurado como campo. Otro campo de firma. Otro campo de firma. Y si lo miramos aquí, veis cómo hay campo de firma signatura, signatura 2, signatura 3, como que son campos distintos. Entonces, bueno, simplemente comentarlo. Y bueno, las conclusiones, que creo que todos tenemos ya un poco de hambre de pizza, son que utilizar Python en PDFs, en documentos, en la vida general, nos ayudará a optimizar procesos. Incluso lo podremos integrar con otras aplicaciones mediante APIs, ganaremos velocidad, puesto que solamente tardaremos milésimas de segundo en ejecutar códigos o snippets como códigos más pequeños. Y bueno, también reduciremos errores, evitando fallos mientras estamos trabajando con documentos. Ya vemos aquí al arquero que ni una flecha da en la diana. Y finalmente, una coletilla que me han obligado un poco, los servicios que ofrece mi empresa, que básicamente tenemos una nueva línea de negocio, más allá de lo puramente contable, fiscal, auditorías, que sería pues asesorar a empresas, analizando requerimientos, identificando valor, haciendo formaciones. De Python no necesariamente, de análisis de datos, Power BI, ahí me siento algo más cómodo. Python lo utilizo un poco pues como test, o sea, voy haciendo cosas, algunas funcionan, otras no, pero bueno, nada crítico, o sea, de mí no depende la empresa, tenemos informáticos. Visualización de datos, aquí analizamos métricas, modelos semánticos o datasets, informes interactivos realizados en Power BI, también Tableau, Click, tenemos distintas herramientas, incluso algunas más como Flourish, no tan conocidas, automatización de procesos, programación de tareas, optimización de negocio, integración con otras aplicaciones y finalmente implementación de soluciones, que sería análisis predictivo, aprendizaje automático e inteligencia artificial. Pequeños proyectos que estamos justo empezando pues con la API de OpenAI de ChatGPT. Y bueno, este es el resumen de todo. Aquí tenéis mi contacto por si me queréis vacilar un poco con que mi código no termina de funcionar. Pero bueno, esto es todo. Muchas gracias. Y disculparos, ¿puedo pedir también una foto? Que me he quedado un poco... Sí.
Mira a ver si funciona tu móvil.
El móvil algo mejor, sí. A ver.
¿Sacas tú de ahí?
Sí.
Vale.
¿Sí?